Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining me. This is Mike, and got another request from way back, and it's Paul Kelly, man. And I only have heard just, a few songs of Paul Kelly, and I just thought he's just a great songwriter and singer. And everyone I've heard so far has just been top tier, A1. I mean, whatever you want to say. It's always been just, even him being on it wasn't a subway car, but maybe it was a bus or some kind of train or something. My memory is not as good as it used to be. But this is what Wayback says. He says, Rita wrote a letter. The name of this song is Paul's new song, which is the follow-up sequel to How to Make Gravy. 30 years later, we get an answer to what happened to Joe Dan and Rita, a pure genius storyteller. Man, I kind of butchered that, but so we're going to figure out what went on with Joe Dan and Rita. So, all right, y'all, we're going to go right into the intro and right into the video. Here we go.
I really don't know how I'm talking. 6 feet down and under the clay.
Wow.
The laws of nature forbid it, but I was never good with rules anyway. The day I walked out of prison, I knew that I was still in stir. For the crime committed, I was still doing time behind the walls between me and her. Rita wrote a letter, I keep it with me every day. Rita wrote a letter, this is what she had to say. She said, Joe, I'm really sorry, but me and Dan, our love is here to stay. With the kids it's getting better, and now our little baby's on the way. Well, they took me back on at the restaurant, but the new cook there had stolen my game. They put me on the dishes and the pots and pans. I was happy being busy again. And every night when I came home with my back and feet all aching so, I lay there in Mary's spare room, toss until the break of dawn. Rita wrote a letter, one you don't want to get from your wife. When Rita writes a letter, the pen is sharper than a knife. She said, Joe, I gave you good chances, the half of you turned into two. You could never hold your temper, and you always made it all about you.
Okay, man. So Rita was his wife, and I guess while he was in prison, she wrote him a letter and just said, "Hey, man, me and Dan, we're a thing now. We're gonna have a baby, so you're out of the picture." And then the second chorus here is, she's telling him the reason why is because you were just a hothead, and it was always about you. It was never about us as a family. And old Dan, when you went to prison, it turned into longer than what it should because of your temper. And now, Dan walked in and he's doing what you wouldn't do. And that's all there was to it. He's a great storyteller. I agree. I agree with Wayback. He's phenomenal. And you wouldn't think about this tune, the melody, how this thing is going, would be so you know, be what it is. You know, it's a Dear John. We call it a Dear John letter. You know, you might be overseas with the military, and somebody's wife writes them a letter saying, "Hey, you know, when you get back, there ain't gonna be nothing here because me and the kids have had enough of you being gone." So thank God I didn't get one of those letters, man. But yeah, I love Paul Kelly, and I like this song. So let's get back to it. Good music for this.
All the phone calls, they started to dwindle once they moved further up the coast. Those silences that dragged on forever, I couldn't find the words I needed the most. One day I went to see an old friend, and I brought a little package home. For old time's sake, sweet oblivion, but some things you shouldn't do alone. Rita wrote a letter, I'm still hugging it under the clay. Rita wrote a letter, deep down I know it's better this way. Feel guilty, and the children sometimes cry at night. But I made my bed, I'm lying in it, and I know they're gonna be alright. Yeah, Rita wrote a letter, I will always love her, be the ghost above her.
Man, yeah, it's actually probably going to be a hit down there in Australia, man, because I can see that being a hit here. But you got to know, you know, the first song, How to Make Gravy, you know, with him in prison and things like that. So, so Paul Maurice Kelly was born 13 January of 1955. He's an Australian rock music singer-songwriter and guitarist. He has performed solo and has led numerous groups, including the Dots, the Colored Girls, and the Messengers. He has worked with other artists and groups, including associated projects with Professor Ratbaggy and Stardust 5. Kelly's music style has ranged from bluegrass to studio-oriented dub reggae, but his core output straddles folk, rock, and country. His lyrics capture the vastness of the culture and landscape of Australia by chronicling life about him for over 30 years. David Fricke from Rolling Stone calls Kelly one of the finest songwriters I have ever heard, Australian or otherwise. Kelly has said, songwriting is mysterious to me. I still feel like a total beginner. I don't feel like I have yet got it nailed yet. So yeah, there's a little bit about Paul Kelly there for y'all. I don't think I've ever, did any of that, have read any of that before to me or to you guys. So maybe y'all learned something, and maybe y'all already knew all that, and you're just laughing because this old man up here in Texas is just now finding out about some of your I would consider him more folk than I would anything else, simply because of the stories. But all good things must come to the end, y'all. So till I see y'all again, I'll catch you down the road. And thanks a lot for showing up. It means a lot here.